The year is 2017. The gaming industry is rising in popularity day by day, with shooter games still holding the title of the most popular genre. A new style of game is on the rise, Battle Royale. Games such as PUBG and H1Z1 are skyrocketing in popularity as a new last player standing style of game begins to take over. The game feels fresh and rewarding to play, with one mission but limitless ways to win. On the 26th of September, history changed. Epic Games dropped Fortnite Battle Royale. Which took a new take on shooters, with the Battle Royale having minimal violence and a cartoonish look. This unique take on the genre propelled the game from an unknown PvE to a record-breaking free-for-all, changing gaming's history forever.
Fortnite.
This large increase in popularity benefited a lot of people outside of the developers, with platforms such as Twitch also gaining a lot more popularity, as people wanted to live stream their own gameplay to viewers. Celebrities began to cross over from their industries towards gaming to collab with popular Fortnite streamers playing live for thousands of fans. For example, Ninja and Drake. The Battle Royale format was strikingly different to the old PvE game mode, which was now locked behind a paywall, unlike Battle Royale, which was completely free. All this popularity was now 8 years ago. So where are we today? Welcome to Fortnite, where I will be discussing whether Epic Games have made the correct choices for each Battle Royale season in the past chapter. On the 2nd of November 2024, Fortnite dropped a brand new season, Chapter 2 Remix. This season was a massive risk as Epic attempted to recreate the trend that happened the year prior with their release of Fortnite OG. Rather than copying their past technique, they decided to make a surprising change, taking a past popular season and changing certain elements to make it unique, allowing the fan favourite spy theme to return with the previous locations, but this time they were themed around rap artists rather than Fortnite characters, hence the season's name of Remix. The locations and mythics were themed around each artist, for example, the shark being redesigned for Ice Spice being called Ice Isle, and Sky's assault rifle being turned into a gun which gives you the chilly effect as you shoot. Other artists included Eminem, Snoop Dogg and Juice WRLD, each getting represented in different ways and being given skins. This was looked upon by fans in many ways, as people argued over whether the artist-themed season was wasted for being an advertisement, although this isn't entirely accurate, as the season's battle pass was themed from the Chapter 2 skins being redesigned. Epic made a good choice of making the artist's skins optional to buy or not, as some people prefer the original Fortnite skins, and the season prior was also a collaboration but with Marvel and had a themed battle pass. This short season ended with a climactic event of each artist performing, and ended with a tribute to Juice WRLD as Fortnite played his unreleased album The Party Never Ends, which was released shortly after the event. After all the performances, a cutscene played, teasing the new season and a first look at the map. I feel this season was wasted as the theme of spies felt discarded, which was viral in 2020 when the season originally released and is a lot of players' favourite season of all time. This was thankfully a filler season in between the two chapters though. I feel they went in the wrong direction in this short season, but may have been as they had big plans ahead. The day after the Remix event, Fortnite Chapter 6 Season 1 released, blowing fans' minds with the breathtaking map. Epic had decided to go with a Japanese cultured map design, with the main points of interest being dojos and a megacity. This season's story followed a battle between those on the island and demons coming through portals to take over. The battle pass was stacked with a range of skins and other items also themed around Japanese culture. Godzilla was added as the secret skin of the season, which also happened in Call of Duty a couple years before. Original items from Fortnite released, such as Omni masks, which had different abilities such as teleporting and fire. These added new strategies that would allow players to save themselves in intense near-death situations, or finish off a player by throwing flaming masks towards them. Other items such as the Typhoon Blade were added, which gave a bigger variety to the loot pool and added more to the Japanese theme, with the blade being found everywhere around the map. Players thoroughly enjoyed these new items as they added mobility and changed the chances of winning, making the game feel somewhat refreshing as a lot had changed. A month into the season, Fortnite added an event which can be compared with only 2 other times in Fortnite, being the Doctor Doom event and the Thanos event. On the 16th of January 2025, in the main Battle Royale game modes, Godzilla was released upon the map, causing terror to every player. Each round there was a chance for 1 in 100 players to step foot through a portal and unleash mayhem as Godzilla himself around the map with a time limit of 5 minutes. He had multiple abilities such as a recon scan of players in the surrounding area, stomping to crush buildings and unlucky players in the way of his path, and finally his atomic breath, which could kill players almost instantly from hundreds of meters away. To make it even, he could spawn with supply drops containing powerful loot to help players restore somewhat peace to the island by defeating him. This was popular amongst Fortnite fans as they had evenly balanced out this powerful character while also keeping his relevance to the map and making him powerful like in the films. Epic seemed to have worked very hard on this season and progressed a lot since the somewhat disappointment of the season prior. This wasn't all they had up their sleeve though. On the 6th of December, Fortnite finally did what fans had been wishing for over the past year. They released Fortnite OG as a permanent separate game mode, starting from the first season and changing every 2 months. This allows players to return to their favourite seasons in Chapter 1 throughout the year, and newer players to experience the map for the first time if they never got to in the past. This was a smart move to make. As I discussed before, the return to Fortnite OG in 2023 spiraled in popularity, so bringing it back for the foreseeable future with much longer access to each season's version of the map was a great way to entertain fans. With this release of Season 1, it did something which Epic did not do in the first OG return. They brought back old mechanics and guns which were removed, most importantly being the double pump, which had not been legitimately in the game since its removal in 2018. Players loved that Epic brought back a fan favourite feature which was once removed for being seen as too overpowered. This shows Epic Games was definitely going in the correct direction, allowing the fan base's ideas and support to affect what they add and remove to the game. The game mode released with its very own battle pass which teased rare OG skins such as Renegade Raider and Aerial Assault Trooper. These skins had not returned since their original release in Season 1. In the second month of the season, Fortnite decided to bring these skins back to the item shop, but in a way that had also not returned, unlocking items in the season shop. This aspect of earning XP to then purchase the items made people work hard for the rewards, needing 4 million overall XP to access all 4 items. Players enjoyed this as it made the return not boring or a cash grab, but rather a challenge to purchase them. They were also only going to be released in the Season 1 return, which seems to only be happening once a year from now on. The game mode was thoroughly enjoyed for the first few weeks, with the player base usually staying over 100,000 players, but dipped slightly after a mistake by Epic adding bots which filled 80% of each lobby. The season did feel a bit slow towards the end, as it did not have much locations or mobility items, like the Fortnite we know today. But this was known by Epic, as there would be a scheduled update within Chapter 6 Season 1 to update their OG game mode. On the 31st of January 2025, Epic Games updated Fortnite OG for its second season. This released some of Fortnite's most popular locations such as Junk Junction, Tilted Towers and Shifty Shafts. This made the OG game mode feel a lot more refreshing as you did not need to travel as far from location to location. The Battle Pass also refreshed with remixed skins such as Cuddle Team Leader, Black Knight and Sparkle Specialist. These skins were popular with fans as the original variants are all some of the most well-known outfits in the game. These two aspects of OG being changed doesn't feel like much, but had a drastic effect on the game mode as it didn't feel as dry as Season 1 may have. The season kept a steady player base, keeping the same numbers as the main Battle Royale game mode, which was still in Chapter 6 Season 1. Epic didn't really have anything else they could add to spice this season up, as they pulled their original move of releasing all the content on day 1 until they returned a mythical weapon randomly. On the 14th of February, Epic Games released a somewhat new gun, the Zapatron. This gun had been in Battle Royale all the way back on the first few days of Fortnite's 2017 release, but was removed after it was realised to be a game-breaking item. Only a few videos have surfaced on the internet since 2017 of it being used, hence why I labelled it as somewhat new. The The weapon was once again insanely powerful on release, but only out for 1 week to make the game fair. Players enjoyed being able to use this as it was somewhat easy to find from chests, so it felt balanced to fight against even though it was one shot. The fanbase seemed happy with this season with no complaints other than glitches and somewhat bot-filled lobbies once again, proving Epic Games was doing a phenomenal job with their current releases of seasons. As both game modes have stayed with a somewhat steady player count, the collaborations did not feel forced and the items felt very balanced and fair to combat against. With OG Season 2 wrapping up, I want to thank you for watching episode 1 of Fortnite. In the upcoming episodes, I will be discussing the rest of Chapter 6 with content on the following seasons, with Chapter 6 Season 2, OG Season 3, and finally Chapter 6 Season 3, which is filled with plenty of Star Wars skins and items. Please like, subscribe and comment below what your favourite subject was that I talked about.